What has inflation ruined for you? Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy. Thanks. Story 1. My chances of ever being a homeowner. Story 2. I cook some food I enjoy much less often now with food prices rising. Story 3. Grocery shopping used to be fun since it was the only time I got to spend money. Story 5. Grocery shopping is so depressing now. I remember numbers and joke I could win the price is right, so going down the aisles and seeing all the prices on products rise makes me anxious. I do curbside pickup a lot now to avoid it. Story 6. Travel. Story 7. My future, at least it feels this way. I chose my career based on both interest and knowing it would allow me to live a lifestyle I wanted, and when I started the salary was perfect for that. Now I have to re-envision a future I didn't want for myself. I wanted 3 things: a home, to go on vacation every once in a while, and a kid. I now feel I have to choose one. I don't even contemplate retirement. Story 8. Restaurants. I used to love going out for dinner, trying new places and new dishes like a proper hobby. The other day we went out for some basic pub wings at lunch. 1 local beer, 1 iced tea, literally nothing on the plate but 8 mediocre wings and 1 piece each of celery and carrot. Over $80 after tax and tip. Fuck all the way off. Had the bonus of a drunk man harassing us with dirty jokes that also required us to do math. The nerve shouted across the room. I haven't actually enjoyed a meal out since 2019. Seems like food quality has gone down as much as prices have gone up. Story 9. Having a baby. Before all the prices started to rise dramatically last year, my husband and I worked out we could comfortably afford to start a family. I'm now 5 months pregnant, and with the ridiculous energy prices, food going up along with our mortgage that needs renewing in April, I am terrified we might not really be able to afford this new lifestyle. It makes me feel irresponsible and like a failure. Story 10. Concerts. Story 11. Socializing. It was already hard being an introvert. Now you're telling me I have to go out and talk to people and spend probably over $100 per night. I'll just stay home forever, thanks. Story 12. Having flowers at home. Story 13. Bars and going out for drinks. A mixed drink that is about 3 sips should not cost $15. Last time I went out I got a Jack and Coke and they charged me $14 for 1 ounce of Jack and then $3.50 for the half can of Coke they used. Story 14. Relationships. I don't think I can ever be with a man who is poor ever again. Things are too expensive for me to date someone who's going to be a financial burden if we get married. Story 15. Visiting my family in my home country. Story 16. My free time. I have to work as much OT as I can get now. Story 17. Live music. Coupled with the Ticketmaster, Livination monopoly, it's insane how expensive even the nosebleed seats are. Story 18. Disposable income. I feel like I'm broke constantly and living paycheck to paycheck despite having a professional job and a side gig. It just feels like I can never get ahead. Story 19. Eating healthy. I still do so as much as I can, but buying good wholesome food at local markets and chains as well, of course, is kinda above my budget these days. Story 20. Literally existing. Story 21. Reading the news without feeling anxious all the time. Story 22. That the kids can't understand why I suddenly am not buying all the snacks, or taking them on adventures like we used to, or buying them things they ask for. They don't have enough life experience to understand inflation, so it just looks like I stopped giving a shit. I miss spoiling my kids. Story 23. Costco trips. I go about once a month now, instead of almost every week. Story 24. My hopes of ever leading an independent and stable life without having to live under someone else's roof. Having roommates. Story 25. The ability to leave my bad marriage. I can't afford to live on my own with everything rising and my paycheck very much not. Story 26. My sense of self and any sense of peace I could find in life. Story 27. Just paying my bills. I'm lucky in that I earn well and I have a decent cushion saved, but fucking hell, my monthly bills are sapping everything from me right now. In 6 months, my gas and electricity bill has gone from £89 a month to just shy of £400, but my usage hasn't changed. I never used to think twice about putting the heating on when I was cold, but now I find myself wondering if my heated blanket or hot water bottle will do. I live on my own and nothing has changed, yet all my bills are astronomical now. God knows how people on benefits, a lower wage, or single parents are coping. I really feel for them. Story 29. Coffee. I can't even get it in bulk for a reasonable price. I hope that fair trade money is actually going to the people growing and harvesting it. Story 30. Travel. Nail salon visits. The cost of rent. Story 31. Baking sad face. Story 32. The real question is, what hasn't it ruined for me? Story 33. Grocery and also eating out. Story 34. I'm from a rural area. Gas prices have killed me. The next grocery store is 45 miles away and my school is an hour away. Story 35. Eating healthy. Crap food is taking its crap toll. Story 36. Working a job I'd enjoy versus working one that pays well. I'm so sick of corporate work and want to do things that make a difference in my community, but I just can't afford the pay cut to switch to anything other than emails. Story 37. My sense of financial security. After getting a 10% raise earlier this year, I am making a salary that I could have only dreamed of 5 years ago. Instead of being comfy, I'm constantly stressed about money. I worry if buying a house was a mistake as the cost of everything skyrockets, and I rarely go out or treat myself to fun things anymore. I truly can't imagine how people are surviving on less than I make. Story 39. My waistline. Story 40. Late night munchies. Small bag of Doritos is like $3 now. Story 41. My savings account. Story 42. Basically everything, but you will not catch me in a Kroger anymore, and I used to drink Diet Cokes all the time, but now I don't want to spend the extra money on them. Story 43. Grocery shopping. Story 44. Being SAHM. I've had to go back to work for some extra money. I miss being at home with my littlest. Story 45. Bacon costs like $2 a slice. A red pepper costs $1.80. Some tomatoes $2.75. And onion to $0.75. Story 46. I am single, and with my one income I was doing fine, but not like wealthy before. This was going to be my year to really start padding my savings and retirement. Instead, I had to start working nights at a second job to break even. I've lost about 10% of my savings. Sigh. Story 47. My trust in banks and the financial system completely. It's all a sham and is designed to steal our money and assets. Story 48. I don't buy cheese as often. Story 49. Having my own apartment or something for owning a home. Being able to go out with friends for dinner, drinks without it killing my budget, or doing anything fun. Concerts, travel. I may be depressed, but I have zero hope for my future. I can't look forward to dying because I can't afford that either. Story 50. My pay raise. It's like it never happened. Story 51. Eating meat. Story 52. Honestly, pretty much everything. Story 53. Life. Story 54. I work more and shop less now. It has also ruined my enjoyment of going out. I always think about how much things add up if I keep going out. Story 55. Getting my house renovated consistently. It has been a slow renovation process with the cost of materials and the killer labor costs. Story 56. The prospect of having good credit. Story 57. My beach shack. I have a beach camper. Nothing special. I bought it after my husband died as a place for my kids and I work a second job to pay the rent, which isn't cheap but not ridiculous. It's about $3,000 from April-October. Includes rent, electricity, beach passes. It's in another state, so gas prices. I bought a grill so we eat there, but food prices. Going out is ridiculous. Maintenance, materials, propane, all has gone up. The rent is going up next year too. We used to go a lot more, but I can't afford it. I know that sounds selfish and petty considering all the other struggles people are facing, but I was proud of that. I did that. On my own. It's my happy place. It's a place that held no memories of my husband, so we could be somewhere without as much pain. I may have to sell it. Story 59. I have to keep increasing my money, upping my budget for basic items, and it's annoying. I've worked hard my entire life to have some discretionary income. Story 60. Being alive. Story 61. Seafood. It's horrendously expensive now. Story 62. Everything. Thank goodness I bought my car at record low interest rates, but quit literally everything else has been ruined. Finding a home is tough. Paying rent as a mortgage is dumbfounding to me as well. Like, I used to pay $600 for a decent to bed apartment in a good area. I'd do anything to get a deal like that again. Getting groceries for the week has tripled now. Thankfully alcohol hasn't been too crazy, $1 more or so lol. Going out on dates though. I am not back in the dating scene yet, but when I am, My ex and I would spend roughly $150 when prior to inflation it was about $60, $70. 2 meals and drinks. Fingers crossed. Story 64. So far my entire college experience. Rent is $800 plus electric for a single room in an apartment shared with 3 other people, and I'm barely given enough financial aid to buy $20 of groceries, keep myself clothed on $5 Walmart clothes, and buy period products, toiletries. I've had the threat of being homeless since I started, and my major is engineering, so unfortunately the workload is too much to get a job. I was told when I graduated high school, the CR, I have applied to every single scholarship I can get my hands on, and I qualify for a majority of them. I talk to my advisors, I make friends with professors, and generally network to see what could help me find funding. I was already an extremely low-income student from an extremely low-income family, so I was well aware I'd be paying for my own college pretty much my entire life. I am living off of partial scholarship, and it's honestly the only thing keeping me afloat. But because I graduated HS with all of my gen eds, I'm stuck with nothing but difficult higher-level courses with huge workloads, and nothing to cushion the semesters. I'm living from one semester to another by just barely making it, and just barely being able to pay rent and feed myself. I'm so lost and don't know what to do. Not to mention, the cost of necessities are skyrocketing because it's the only thing people can afford. A $5 meal back in 2019 is now a $25 meal now. I am one basic illness away from becoming homeless. So for me, inflation has ruined just about everything. Story 66. Domestic travel. I used to enjoy visiting my friends in other cities several times a year. I can't justify it any longer. Prices are insane, and the airline experience is awful. I know a lot of pilots are striking and fighting for better working conditions, and I don't blame them. Story 67. Safe foods. Story 68. Is it bad I thought of my Chipotle bowl first? Story 69. All hopes of being financially stable. Story 70. Getting my nails done. It's minimum $35 to $40 now, without tip. With the price of everything else going up, I'm not interested in spending till $100 a month on nails. Story 71. Remodeling my home and having a baby anytime soon. Sad face. Story 72. I can't get the humanely raised chicken eggs anymore.